There is probably no one left today who would not agree that the 21st century is associated with China in every way. After the dominance of North America and Europe for several centuries, they are now losing their positions. It's time to forget about New York, London, and Paris as cities whose money used to rule the world. China's economic growth has ironically been driven by the Western world, which placed branches of the largest manufacturers in China, and China turned its internal successes into external economic supremacy. As a result, the number of middle-class businessmen, who just 3 generations ago were representatives of rural culture, has increased in the country. When huge factories and plants began to open in the cities, rural residents flocked to the cities to improve their financial situation. This process turned the cities into metropolises. With the growth of the economy, the prosperity of the cities also increased. Today, we present to you the 10 richest cities in China. Enjoy watching. In 10th place in our top is the city of Nanjing, a mega city located in the Yangtze River Basin. Last year, Nanjing rose from the 11th position to the 10th in the list of China's wealthiest cities, with its GDP surpassing 1.48 trillion yuan, $205 billion, rounded out the top 10 for the first time. Since 2017, Nanjing has been promoting the construction of an innovative city and continuously transforming its scientific and technological resources into innovative achievements. The number of high-tech enterprises in Nanjing has increased by 4.1 times in the last 5 years. Nanjing itself is an ancient city and a former capital of China, with numerous historical landmarks, some of which are included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. It offers everything that can interest tourists visiting China for the first time: towering skyscrapers, vibrant and colorful street life, beautiful parks, pavilions, and sculptures. As of 2023, the population of Nanjing is approximately 8 million people. In 9th place, we have the city that was hit hardest by the COVID-19 pandemic, Wuhan. Traditionally, major Chinese cities are located along the borders or on the coast, but Wuhan is situated in the central part of China. The city was founded in 1500 BCE and is one of the oldest in the country. Its population is 10,220,000, which is relatively small compared to other cities with millions of people, but it still boasts impressive economic achievements. Wuhan's economy is based on finance, transportation services, and information technology. Its GDP amounts to 1.56 trillion yuan, approximately $220 billion. Not far from Wuhan is a city called Hangzhou, with a population of 12 million people. Since its foundation in 1992, the city has experienced an economic boom due to trade and transportation services, despite the fact that the basis of its economy is the production of agriculture and the textile industry. Hangzhou is known for its cultural landmarks, including numerous ancient buildings and monuments. Additionally, the city's gem is West Lake, one of the largest in Asia. The city's GDP has surpassed 1.61 trillion yuan, $225 billion. According to analysts, Hangzhou continues to significantly expand its digital economy, increasing it by 13.5% in the last year. In 7th place among the richest cities in China is Chengdu, the capital of the Sichuan province in the southwest of the country. Founded in 311 BC, this ancient city has witnessed various epochs of Chinese history, from Mongolian invasions to the Ming and Qin dynasties. As a vast metropolis, Chengdu possesses countless treasures, combining rich historical heritage with modern architecture of the city of the future. There are beautiful parks and skyscrapers, museums and attractions, ancient temples and nightclubs. The population of Chengdu is approximately 14 million people. It serves as a center for logistics, transportation, finance, and IT technologies. The city's GDP surpasses 1.77 trillion yuan, $247 billion. Suzhou, a city in the southeastern Chinese province of Jiangsu, was founded 2,500 years ago and holds extraordinary importance in China's history. At one time, it was one of the largest and most populous cities in the country, and even the largest city in the world. It is famous for its bridges, gardens, and its location on the ancient canal. Today, its population reaches 13 million people, and its GDP has surpassed 2 trillion yuan, $280 billion. The city's economy is largely based on the electronic and textile industries. Suzhou is also a major center for soap production and is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The top 5 is opened by the city called Chongqing, one of the 5 national centers of China, a title determined by its contribution to the country's economy. It covers an area of 82,400 square kilometers, and its population is 32 million people. The city's GDP has exceeded 2.5 trillion yuan, $350 billion. The size of the city is comparable to Austria. Its residential quarters are filled with skyscrapers, whose tops disappear into the clouds, and vegetable gardens and chicken coops can be found in the courtyards. Children's playgrounds on the rooftops of skyscrapers and a monorail passing through residential complexes are no longer surprising. The citizens know how to rationally use every piece of land, ruthlessly transforming dilapidated quarters while carefully preserving all historical buildings and ancient temples. Chongqing is considered a strategically important factor for the future development of China's economy. It is the backbone center of the automotive industry worldwide and has been one of the fastest-growing cities in China for many years. The main rival of Chongqing, which has surpassed its competitor by quite a bit this year, is Guangzhou, a massive port city and the largest in China's southern province of Guangdong. Its GDP has also surpassed 2.5 trillion yuan, $350 billion. Guangzhou experienced an economic boom in the 1980s and 1990s, becoming a key center of the Chinese economy. It is not only one of China's largest industrial centers, but also one of the world's. The city is known as one of China's largest centers of science, trade and industry, educational and research institutes, technology development centers, as well as tens of thousands of high-tech electronic equipment and consumer goods manufacturing enterprises are concentrated here. Guangzhou exports fabrics, clothing, footwear, and electronics to the global market. The city's industrial and tourist sectors are equally significant, as there is much to see for travelers in Guangzhou and its surroundings. The population of the city is 18.6 million people and is constantly growing. In third place is the rapidly growing southern Chinese metropolis, Shenzhen. The city of Shenzhen, founded 7,000 years ago, is located north of Hong Kong in the southern province of Guangdong. The city's population is 17.5 million people. It is considered the backbone of the Chinese economy, as well as an important financial, technological, and port center. Since 1979, the city has been the target of foreign investments, which have amounted to over $35 billion to date. The city's GDP stands at an incredible 3.23 trillion yuan, $450 billion. The capital of the People's Republic of China, Beijing, is a world-famous city. It is a political, cultural, administrative center and home to the oldest Chinese companies. The city's population is 22 million people. Many national governments of the past and present were born here, including the famous Forbidden City, where Chinese emperors once ruled. Beijing is one of the largest global economic centers, among the most prosperous and developed cities in the world. Its gross domestic product grew by 0.7% last year, reaching 4.16 trillion yuan, $580 billion. The Chinese capital is the only city in the north of China, which entered the top 10 municipalities with the most powerful economy. Noisy and densely populated, diverse and very interesting, modern and atmospheric, Beijing is not accidentally called one of the most legendary cities on the planet. Visitors come here for ancient temples and parks, affordable shopping, delicious cuisine, various entertainment options, and bright impressions that can only be found here. Write in the comments whether you have ever visited Beijing, and if not, would you like to visit this unique city? Undoubtedly, Beijing as the capital of China could be considered the most important economic center, but our current leader surpasses it not only within China but also on a global scale. Shanghai is the largest city and financial center of China. The city's population reaches 25 million people, not including those living in the surrounding areas, making Shanghai one of the largest cities in the world. It is considered the world's largest port and the center of the urban economy with a GDP of 4.46 trillion yuan, $623 billion. Shanghai has emerged as a leader in the national economy during the post-reform period. Its policies and experiences in handling foreign investments have served as examples for the development of other cities in the country. Today, it houses offices of hundreds of corporations, operates dozens of factories, and thousands of manufacturing facilities. Given the pace of development and the size of the GDP of these cities, it is no wonder that stunning shopping centers and hotels are being constructed one after another in Chinese cities. Write in the comments which of these Chinese cities impressed you the most. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the Karo Show channel. Also check out our previous videos. See you later.